Hello! Thank you guys for coming to this video today. I really appreciate it. There's already 26 people here waiting for me. That's very nice considering we haven't started. I see a lot of familiar faces. How are you guys all doing today? What's up, Motivation Niche? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Braveheart Stake Pool? What's up, Kevin? I appreciate you guys all swinging by. I appreciate you swinging by just for a second, Kevin. You said you will watch later, no problem. What's up, AI? What's up, everybody? I appreciate you guys coming by. It's awesome, man. Last week was so much fun that I was really excited. So the reason I'm late today is I had a consultation that went a little longer than usual, but it was pretty important. You know, it was kind of an emergency, so I just let it go. I let the AMA get rescheduled a little bit. I hope that's no problem for you guys. Speaking of consultations, if you run your own stake pool or you plan on running your own stake pool, feel free to email me at peyton@bloompool.io. I do stake pool consultations, teach you anything you need to know about Cardano, anything about Linux, any networking stuff. I'm your guy. Just email me there. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, just feel free to delegate to Bloom. Bloom is the best stake pool on the Cardano blockchain. Sorry, I was waiting for everything to load. We have 6 pools right now. We have Bloom through Bloom 6. We minted the 8th block on the network. We have over 10 million ADA pledged to the network to secure the network from Sybil attacks. We really care about Cardano. We've been here from the beginning. We'll be here till year end. Also, if you guys can, please leave a like on this video. Click that notification bell and click all if you're not watching it later. Also, leave a comment down below. I do a lot of Cardano information in these videos, and by doing that, helping me out with the algorithm, you also help yourself. You know, you pump the free Cardano advertisement out there, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys do that today. But I do have some stuff to go over today. I want to say hi to everybody first. What's up, Kushti Crypto? Thanks for coming by, man. I feel like it's been a while. Brave, what's up, man? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Ernest? What's up, Dash Garage? I appreciate it. Got a sponsor for you today, man. Molten Tar Monster, what's up, man? You feeling well now? I'm feeling all right. Ira Bliss said, cool. What's up? Darko, hit those likes, people. Pay deserves it. Thank you, Darko. I really appreciate that, man. Precious Knowledge says, we're in Bloom. Thank you. I do got a lot of cool stuff to go. I want to read the rest of these. James said, just started delegating to Bloom. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it, man. Rob G said, Bloom 5. Is that who you're repping, man? I'm in 3 Bloom pools right now, 3 different ones. Ed MC, what's up, man? Ed Mick. Disco said, hello. What's up? What's up, Door? What's up, Kinkter? Hey, Pay. What's up, Steven? What's up, Bloodsville? So many familiar faces here today, guys. So happy. We're already at 68 people. It's going to be a beautiful day. So, okay, Cardano's first stablecoin. Let's talk about it. It's really interesting the way it works. The only stablecoins that I've ever used personally are stablecoins that are like USDT or USDC, where they have like the actual currency itself in a bank, you know, and they have like kind of information about how it's there. And then because of that, you have the US dollar on the blockchain, right? So what are some advantages to that, right? So one of them is for countries where you're not really taxed until you swap out of cryptocurrency, right? Because US dollar is still considered a cryptocurrency, even though it's the US dollar, it's a digitized version, so that helps there. The main reason for people in the US is really just to be able to swap it on chain. This is a pretty big deal. Also to be able to kind of trade back and forth quickly on exchanges. You know, some exchanges only allow USDC. So this is really cool to see. And what we can actually do with this is on chain in Cardano's version of Uniswap, right? We can swap 2 tokens back and forth. So let's say you have like some ADA, and then you have some, let's just call it USDC, something simple, or what we're going to be going over today, AgeUS. And you'll be able to swap those on chain between 2 different parties that don't know each other. They just sign a contract that simply says both coins come out at the same time. And the only way that happens is if both parties sign the contract. So that's really cool because it allows trading other currencies on top of the Cardano blockchain for US dollar. Right? I mean, that's pretty awesome. You can see the importance of that. And you can do this with like Bitcoin, for example, if you have like a wrapped Bitcoin on top of the ADA blockchain or a wrapped Ethereum. So essentially, as we're getting US dollar, we have the ability to swap these things. You can do all of the trading that you need to do on chain in a decentralized protocol. Really, really cool stuff. And this is kind of, I mentioned IOG had a little bit of a part in it. It's mainly Ergo and Emergo working on this, but this is AgeUSD. This is kind of their shot at the stablecoin. It's really cool the way it works. It's pretty complex. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, so we'll see how this goes. So this is from Daniel. It's Danny Crypto Faye. That's his Twitter. Make sure you guys go follow him on there. He does a lot of cool stuff with Catalyst. He does a lot to support the community. I get a lot of good information from him, so make sure you guys follow him on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with this stuff, because I'm going to be reading it directly from the tweet because it's good. It's good, short, sweet. So wondering about all the buzz with stablecoins on Cardano and Ergo, right? So Ergo, if you haven't heard, Ergo is another blockchain. I actually have an interview with him, Kushti Crypto. If you Google Cardano Aura with Kushti Crypto, or not Kushti Crypto, it's Alex. Let me look it up real quick. I'll post it in chat. It's a good interview if you guys want to learn more about Ergo, because we are going to be talking a lot about Ergo today. There's 113 people here. What the hell, man? Thank you guys. Leave a like, man. So let me search this up. So the Cardano Aura Ergo. Let's see if we can find that. I forgot the Aura. I'm live. I'm being a weenie. There it is. So if you guys want to learn more about Ergo, just go ahead and watch this. It's pretty awesome. I know I said Kushti Crypto. You're on my mind, man. You're living rent free in my head. Okay, so it's Alex Chirpinoy. Probably pronounced that wrong. All right, back to the stablecoin. But it's actually being developed on Ergo, and the tokens actually used is ERG, right? So it's actually a use case for ERG. This isn't a use case for ADA other than obviously transactions, you know. So cool. So he has a source here, and it's that YouTube video. Okay, so what is a stablecoin? This is simple. We went over it earlier. It's just something that it's a digital asset having a low price volatility. That's really the important thing, a low price volatility. And that's where the stable part comes from, because people want a way to pull out of cryptocurrency assets if need be. And it's versus any other asset. So USD, euros, Bitcoin, gold, silver, stocks, SPX, etc. So any asset that's kind of more stable or has lower price volatility than another asset. And then it says when pegged, tries to keep the volatility as close as possible to zero. So what it means when it says when pegged and keeping the volatility low is it's like how you see Tether and USDC. Sometimes it'll be worth 1.01 cent and sometimes it'll be worth 99 cents. That's fine because it's still try to be as close as possible to zero. So that's very important. And then when backed, maintain some of the form of reserves to enable stabilization mechanisms. So fiat money, gold, you can't just have a USD coin that's not backed by anything. I mean, fiat's already backed by nothing. Imagine having fiat, fake fiat, essentially. God, I couldn't imagine. So when crypto-backed reserves are made of crypto, ADA, ERG, ETH, BTC, etc., algorithmic stabilization mechanisms follow an algorithm, right? So without having something actually backed, right? Without having like US dollars in a bank or gold somewhere that's verified and checked to give that token the value, you have to have an algorithmic stabilization. Very important. So generally, you may be familiar with non-algo stablecoins, and this is, like I said, fiat collateralized, and then crypto coil or COL, DAI. You guys have heard probably a little bit about DAI. And then there's algo stablecoins, and this is what we're going to be going over today. Such that use algorithms to balance circulating supply of asset. The algo issues more coins when the price goes up and buys them off the market when the price goes down, I'm going to assume is what comes after that. So empty set dollar and Ampleforth, those are the two stablecoins that use, there's are two stablecoins that use the algo. Issues, right? So volatility and instability. Right. There's obviously some issues with especially USDT. There's always been some dirty stuff in the air about USDT. So USDC nor USDT have varied more than 5 cents away from the dollar in the past year, which I'd say is pretty good. That's pretty good. Ample rose past $3 in July. That's a huge issue. You have a stablecoin that's back to $1. That's pretty rough. Variability is the most limiting factor for algo coins. AgeUS comes of age. So let's get into it. I don't really like the name, I got to admit. AgeUS, I have to admit. Okay, so knowing stability is key. AgeUS leans into well-established concepts and techniques from traditional economics/finance and legal compliance. All design decisions made into the design of the stablecoin with a goal of being legally compliant. That's very important, right? You don't want to have a stablecoin that people just can't even use. So why bother? It has to be simple enough to understand the underlying value and supply of the stablecoin asset, how it's governed. This is very important. I agree with that because if I'm having trouble understanding it, it's going to take some time for everyone else to understand it because I usually, at least some of the crypto stuff, because I have some of the underlying knowledge, I understand it fast, but I'm having a little bit of trouble wrapping my brain around it. So maybe I'm having a stupid day, but I think it's important for people to actually see the value of the stablecoin to use it, how it holds value, how it's not going to be variability or have this variability that we're not looking for. Because if I have 10 grand that I want to hold on an exchange, or I want to hold in a wallet as a stable coin, I have to know that the value is going to be there the next day, you know. So makes things simple, makes job of regulators easy, which in turn helps with legal compliance. You know, that's always good for regulators to have it easy. I feel like would be better for regulation. So what is legally compliant, follows traditional economics, and proves to be simple, should enable smoother plus easier adoption at large. How does AgeUSD actually work? Memorize 3 types of coins. So we have the stable coins, SC, reserve coins, RC, and base coins. This is where I start to get a little bit lost, right? So right now we have ADA and ERG. So it looks like we're actually going to be able to use ADA as well. So these are the 3 different types of coins just for the AgeUSD. This is why it gets a little bit complicated. I promise, as soon as I figure this out all the way, you guys will have it too. I kind of get it. So intro note, understand that the use of smart contract language in the SE environment takes/assumes some responsibilities and role of central banks plus reserves, but in an autonomous and automatic way, blindly and irreversibly. So that's pretty important in my opinion, because it's kind of like we're relying on this central authority in this automatic way, but it doesn't really matter because it's automatic and it's actually a smart contract instead of a person. I'm doing a live stream. So yeah, self-driving, use with caution for sure. So 11 over N, basic idea. User wants to buy one stablecoin by interacting with a smart chain or smart contract on chain. Ideally, $1 is sent to the contract and it sends 1 SC back to the user. Easy. So $1 in another coin is sent back. Dude, you gotta leave. You're distracting me. I don't have your car keys. Oh, mine? I do have those. Take the dogs with you too. They distract me. Just take them, close the door. Sorry about that. So instead, 12 over N. Okay, so this is kind of where it gets a little complex. So I'll explain this a little bit. So user wants to buy one stablecoin, that's SC, by interacting with a smart contract on chain. So user sends $1, that's ideally, that's one coin, is sent to the contract, and then one stablecoin comes back to the user. So how you'll actually be able to get this stablecoin, unless you're getting it from a DEX, like a Uniswap on Cardano or somewhere else, is you simply send $1 value to the smart contract, and then you get one stablecoin back. Which is interesting. Interesting. So there's 184 people here. That's insane. Make sure you guys click that like button. We got a lot more to go over, but mind blown. Keep liking it. Keep chatting. So if you guys are new to this, what this is going to turn into afterwards is an AMA. I'm going to be able to answer all of your guys' question about the stablecoin, anything about Cardano, but it's important that we go over this stuff first, so we can have a lot of questions about it, because this is pretty awesome in my opinion. I'm definitely a nerd. Okay, so instead we send the equivalent amount of base coins, aka BCs, in ADA. So this is what we were talking about earlier, or ERG, depending on what blockchain you're on. So we'll be sending ADA, obviously, on the Cardano blockchain, and ERG on the ERG blockchain. And maybe I'll do a little demo of this on the ERG blockchain. I have some ERG lying around. The X rate for this exchange is then provided by the oracles. And if you guys have questions about oracles, ask later. I can explain what that is. Oracles are essentially data. It's something that tracks data. You have to have a way to track these prices. The price of ERG. So think about it. If you have ADA that's worth 30 cents right now, and you're going to need to send like 3 point something ADA to actually get one of these stable coins in return. But there has to be something on the blockchain to get that data, right? How am I going to know that the price of ADA is 35 cents? I'm a blockchain, right? They have to have data. And that's what an oracle is. It's simply something that takes real world values or real world data and puts it on the blockchain. So smart contracts can use it. So dApps can use it, right? So the price of the stablecoin will ideally be $1 in BCs. So it'll be $1 in ADA or ERG or whatever other currency it could be. In doing so, contract builds reserves of these BCs, so of ADA or of ERG. Later on, stablecoins can easily be sold. How? Send SC to contract. It will get rid of the SC and send back return underlying BC equivalent. So what this is saying is you have a stablecoin. Let's call it AgeUSD because that's what we're talking about here today. Let's say you have $10 and you want to give it back. You want your ADA back or your ERG back. You simply take that $10 and send it right back to the smart contract. In the smart contract, because it's smart, it does shit without anybody messing with it, no centralized authority. It just sends you back the BC equivalent, so ADA or ERG. It's pretty awesome. Fluctuation of BC price could result in shortages, not enough reserves to give back to SC holders. So this is where I start getting a little more confused. So this is a fluctuation of the BC. So this is the base coin. This is the ADA or the ERG. And this could result in shortages, right? So if the value of ADA goes down too low, so not enough reserves to give back to the stablecoin holders. In the case the reserves go low, to give quantities of BC that is equal to reserves divided by the number of SCs in circulation. So therefore, $1 back is guaranteed only if there's enough reserves. If not enough, you get a little bit less, but the distribution will be fair. Every holder has the right to the same amount of BCs quantity or BCs equal to the reserves divided by the SC in circulation. So essentially what they're saying is if the value of these base coins goes down too low, you will get a fair distribution from the total amount. So let's say you want to get all your ADA back. You're going to this almost like this centralized smart contract. And it's not centralized, but it feels like it. It's like a central SC bank, a central stablecoin bank, but it's not really centralized. So you go to it and you try to get your ADA back, but there's not enough ADA in there. Let's say you have $10,000, but you want to pull $10,000 worth of ADA. Well, based on your total per rate of stake in the network, you'll get, let's say 70% because the reserves are missing 30. That's what that means. And it's just essentially saying that every holder has the same right? No stablecoin holder will have a better chance than you of getting that amount. So what are the reserves? L plus E, the liabilities plus the equity. The BCs are reserved to be paid back to the SC holders. The equity, E, fees on TX fees to enter these contracts to purchase the stablecoins. When the price of BC increases, you may also having a surplus of reserves. So problem one solved with AgeUSD. So this is a big problem that we were just going over earlier. The equity can never go below 0. Price of the stablecoin is minimum. Gotta stop clicking on it. I just like to highlight shit while I'm talking. Is minimum between $1 in total reserves divided by the number of stablecoins in circulation. Right. So that's just the price, right? It's a minimum of $1. It can never go below. And the total reserves, so the total number of stable coins is divided by the BCs in circulation. So no balance sheet, insolvency problems, contract cannot go bankrupt, which I'm curious on how that works. I mean, they're setting the minimum, so it's a hard minimum of $1. Problem 2 solved. What if equals 0? Still not good for stablecoin holders. Wish to stay as close to $1 as possible at all times. New user type. Incentivized to provide more equity to contracts even when BC price, I'm going to say it's liquidities, is not enough. So enough resources to cover all liabilities to stablecoin holders at $1. So they're essentially saying there's going to be incentives even when there's not enough in there, which is interesting. I'm curious to see how that is going to work. And then provide additional liquidity by buying reserve coins. Provide BCs to the contract, get back RCs. How much BCs need to be sent to the contract? This is determined by the current price of RCs. So let's scroll back up and let's take a look at what RCs mean again, so we can kind of tie this all together. I'm telling you, this is where you start to lose me. Okay, let me find it. So RCs, that's the reserve coin. Okay, I don't know what the reserve coin is. I got to be honest. Because the BC and the SC makes sense to me perfectly. Okay, so provide additional equity by buying reserve coins. Okay, so you just buy the reserve coins. And then you provide base coins to the contract and you get back RCs. So you get back reserve coins when you provide base coins. How much? Okay, so we read that. I wanted to read that part again. Okay, so this is the concept similar to what the traditional finance world calls as book value per share. Problem number 3, equity can go down to 0 if we just charge the book value per share for RCs. We can end up selling RCs for a price close to 0. Not good. Solution? Introduction to the minimum price for reserve coins. Min, parameter of the SC protocol, and the max, and that's the book value per share. So they're adding mins and max to solve these problems. The process of The process of contracts selling RCs can be correlated to what we call equity financing. In a traditional sense, for replenishing the reserves, RC holders can also sell RCs. When that happens, they send back to the contract. It gets rid of the RCs and sends back BCs to the user. So you can sell the RCs for BCs back. Some profits in the form of interest that accumulated from TX fees. So so you get profits from the TX fees for sending RCs back. We can call this the buyback for rewarding reserve contributors. So in a way, it's almost like liquidity providers, but they're actually sending them the coins. You're not just providing liquidity in a smart contract. So buying and selling SCs and RCs cannot be done anytime. This depends on the reserve ratio. So, okay, this is very important, this part right here. So this depends on the reserve ratio equals to the reserve holdings divided by its liabilities. Buying SCs or selling RCs is only allowed when the min ratio is met. Some specific time frame exceptions are available for the contract volatility. So I want to look at this graph, but I want to say hi to everybody in chat. I don't want you guys to all leave while I'm reading this. Let me go ahead and do a refresh. Anthony said, we all just got paid. We did just get paid. Ed Max said, Bloom and pay. Thanks, man. Like done. Is there a place that I can find a possible list of coins that will plan to run on top? I don't know where that list is, man. I got to be honest. I know that there's a lot of people playing around on the native testnet, but so Juicy said, ADA is my main bag, by the way. It's definitely my main bag. Buy ADA now or wait. I can't answer that question. Slice Keeper said, hello, Big Pay. Everyone in the chat except one person who disliked the live stream. Yeah, screw that guy, man. Marco said, ADA price prediction next month. Can't do it, man. It's higher than it is now for sure. So Yago said reserve coin. Pay Emergo has a well explain of how AgeUSD works. You can find it on the Emergo GitHub. I feel like I understand how it's working now. I don't know. After rereading this a second time, I think I get it. What do you guys think of everything? We'll finish it out. We'll look at this graph real quick. It says there's 225 people here. Please leave a like on this. We're going to be doing an AMA after this. You guys can ask me all questions about Cardano, and then we're going to jump into it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we have the user here. So this is you. This is me. And this is we're going to want to interact with this smart contract that is these stable coins. So Mint's base coin. So a base coin is going to be ADA. It's going to be Ergo. And then or we have the Mint's reserve coin. And the reserve coin is the RC. This is the coin that's provided by the bank, and this isn't the stable coin. So provides liquidity to market via DApp reserves. So the BC price increases. So this is the base coin. Let's say the ADA price increases, then you get rewards for that. So there'd be ADA rewards if you're doing it on the Cardano blockchain, which I think many of us would. And let's say the base coin decreases, then the stable coin rate decreases, right? And then this is redeemable rewards at the SC rate, and then this is redeemable rewards at the 1 fee USD rate. So then for the reserve coin, it's same. So RC rate decreases. So this is the reserve, the price of the reserve coin, it goes down. Then the redeemable rewards at the RC rate. If it goes, so then the BC price decreases for this, then the Ergo reward or the ADA reward for this blockchain. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how this works, and it's crazy that they can just use a smart contract for all of this. It's kind of my first time really reading about how this stuff works. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, just the idea of having a smart contract that's designed in a way that can actually give people stable coins without having any of those reserves in a bank is a pretty crazy idea. And then also the idea of having a reserve coin is a third way to provide value and actually give liquidity to the smart contract. It's a really interesting idea. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this stuff? Salkin said, I converted 1% of my ADA holdings into Ergo. Ergo has all the properties of high return, low market cap coin. I got some Ergo for sure. Wait, would the RC be like BTC, LTC, or any cross-chain coins? So no, the BC is what's going to be like the coins in the chain. The RC is something that's provided by the smart contract that allows you to get some profits in the future. Michael Lester said, yo, hope you're doing well. I am doing great, man. I hope you're doing well too, Michael. Chris said, probably Chico Crypto with the dislikes, lol. Could be. How's it working? What do you mean, how's it working? What do you mean? We did just get paid, everybody. That's pretty cool. Valeria said, well, so what's new? And when will the price of ADA go to the moon? It's a great question, man. It's a great question. I don't know when it's going to go to the moon, but we got some stable coins coming. We got a lot of good news. I do weekly recaps every week, so make sure you guys tune into that. I'm going to have a big stacked full weekly recaps. Make sure you guys show up to that. Crypto Jerome said, love the analysis. Thanks, Big Pay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's really cool to see how these stable coins work. I'm excited to just have more coins on the Cardano blockchain. Really hype about that. Xavier said, hey, Pay, how hard is it from 1 to 10 to set up a pool? It's not too hard, man. You have to really, most of it's just networking and Linux. Those are the two main things you have to know. The actual Cardano node and Cardano CLA software is not too complex. I wouldn't say it's too hard, man. If you're willing to spend a couple hours every day learning it, I'd say you'd have it down in a few months. At least like have it down to actually learn, solve problems, you know. But you do have to put the time in. Like if you just copy and paste, you know, from CoinCashew or from any of these other guides, you're not going to learn very quickly. You know, you could just copy and paste. You could have everything work and then need help every time something goes wrong. But you could do that for a long time, you know, if you don't actually sit down and learn what you're doing. Pedro said, can I send Erg to Yoroi? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I have my Erg in Yoroi. Y King said, so what makes a stablecoin different from the others, right? It's a good question. So there's different kinds of stablecoins, Y King. You have stablecoins that are backed by currency or like gold. So let's say you have USDC. It's actually backed by US dollars in a bank account. Whereas this is an algorithm stablecoin. This is a smart contract that says, okay, if this person sends a base currency, let's say ADA, to this, then the amount in stablecoin comes back. It's a complicated way of doing this, but it's nice because you can actually follow like regulations, right? Because there's something about having like stablecoin or USD in a bank and having that be a stablecoin. There's some regulatory issues, and I think they're working on banning that. So we'll see how everything goes. I think USDC will be fine, but I think Tether is going to kind of step in shit when it comes to that. So that's kind of what makes this different. And then also the RC part, the fact that there's a reserve coin as well, that's kind of seems to be the big difference for me. Crystal said, can you explain Liquid Dough when we get an airdrop? I don't know if Liquid's doing an airdrop. I don't think they are. But Liquid is a DeFi protocol. That's what they're working on. They're trying to do phase 1 right now. I'm going to have videos for all the Liquid stuff on my channel. You know, how you guys can properly do liquid or the farming, you know, like yield farming, how you guys can safely do that. I'll have all that stuff on my channel. I've been talking to him a lot, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a partnership between us. I'm going to be doing all their tutorial videos and stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that. Ifalani said, where can I buy Erg? I actually got Erg on Hotbit. That's where I got it. It was a little sketchy, I must say. I wouldn't leave anything on there, but that's where I got it. Jabari said, what's up, Big Pay? What's up, Jabari? Thanks for coming by, man. Nicola said, Chico, that clown. I haven't really watched many Chico videos, I have to admit. Firebeard said, just got in here. Can you give a quick recap? Emergo is doing a stablecoin that's going to be on Ergo at first, but then it's going to be coming over to ADA. Essentially, is you can just send ADA to a smart contract and then get a stablecoin in return. That stablecoin is called AgeUSD. I would go back and watch the beginning of this when you're done if you kind of want the full recap of it. James said, ADA can't moon for a while. I need more. That's a really good attitude to have, in my opinion, because when I was buying ADA and also when I started earning a little bit of ADA from the stake pools, I was like, you know, the ADA price can just stay here for a little bit. You know, I'm not selling my ADA, and the higher it goes up, the more taxes I'm going to have to pay. And then if I want to buy any ADA, it's just going to cost me more. You know, this price is cool for a little while. You know, we can just stay down here. We can build, you know. But it is important that the price goes up, especially for the treasury funds, you know, because we could just eat through those funds with much less money when the price is low versus what we can do now, you know. Gerald said, amazing work by Ergo. I agree, man. Jabari said, what's up with lending? That's the liquid stuff. Joel said, hey, Big Pay, liking your channel, dude. How should I stake my ADA? So I actually have a video on that. It's called How to Stake Your ADA. If you're asking where you should stake your ADA, I have a pool. It's called Bloom. But you can stake your ADA to any pool, but I run Bloom Pool. We have over 10 million ADA pledged to the network, and we provide some pretty kick-ass returns, and we'll be here forever. So as long as the saturation isn't a problem, it's a set and forget kind of deal. We've been here since the beginning. So if you guys want to stake with us, then I'd really appreciate it. But if not, no worries, Joel. But I would definitely get that ADA staked as soon as possible so you don't lose out on them nice rewards. Jago said, Ergo's the real deal. AgeUSD. I didn't sleep very good last night. That's why I'm like stuttering. I'm like, ugh. I stayed the night at my friend's house, and he has like one of those like windows at the top of the house. So I was like sleeping, and we went to bed pretty late, not too late, like 1. And he had that window at the top of his house, and where I was sleeping, the sun just shined right in at me, like 6, 7 in the morning. So it just woke me up. I didn't get very good sleep. So I'm like, I'm spitting word soup. It's pretty annoying, but I'll be all right. Y King said, appreciate you, Pay. Thanks, man. I appreciate you too. Cushy said, Erg butting up against resistance. Respect the pump. Let me look at the Erg price. I want to see it. I have some, but I haven't seen it since the pump that you're talking about. And I could definitely see them pumping. You know, they're doing some pretty big stuff over there. I googled Erg pump. I need to Google Erg price. I'm a weenie. Yeah, 95 cents. That's definitely a pump if I've ever seen one. Gerald said Erg is on CoinEx too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it might be. It might be. Enzo said, "Hello, Big Pay." Don't know why I gave you that accent. Got here a bit late. Did I miss the topic? You did miss the topic, but if you have any questions, feel free, man. Is the stablecoin and other coin going to ADA will be added to Daedalus? It will be added to Daedalus, Enzo. It will be. So Daedalus is going to be a multi-asset wallet. Cardano is going to be a multi-asset blockchain. You're going to be able to have different currencies in your wallet. So whether it's your Roy, whether it's Daedalus, you're going to have different assets in there the same way that you'd have ADA in there. So Cardano is native assets. So all these other coins are going to be like ADA in the sense that you can send them to an address, you can receive them, and they're also not tied up in a smart contract like Ethereum is. Because she said, yeah, LQ tokens will only be earned through LP pools of Erg and ADA. I'll be making a video on it as well. Cool, man. I look forward to that video, Kushi. Bob Marley said, the stablecoin is not called AgeUSD. The protocol is called AgeUSD. The token is most probably going to be called Sigma USD. Thanks, Bob Marley. I appreciate the insight there. Pedro said, Gary, do you use ADA address to receive Erg on your Roy? No, you do not use an ADA address. It has its own address. And when you create the wallet on your Roy, it'll have an Erg button, an Erg option to create an Erg wallet. It's a different address. It's a different blockchain. You can't use the same. Maybe in the future, you'll be able to send Erg on the ADA blockchain, but not right now. Nathir said, I think converting ADA to a stablecoin is a taxable event. What do you think it is? It is a taxable event for sure. Cushy said, you have to make Ergo. You have to make an Ergo wallet on the Yoroi desktop. Yep, you're right. You're right. OD said, you said that you had crypto since 2015. How did you manage to miss out on Ethereum? Because I didn't pay attention to it. Someone sent me Bitcoin, maybe even earlier than that, maybe 2014, 2013. I was too young, to be honest with you. I was too young and I hadn't had anything. I hadn't been poor yet too. I mean, I'd been poor, but I hadn't had to manage my own money. And I think like some financial issues I went through when I was 15, 16, and 17 is what propelled me to be so interested in cryptocurrency. And I hadn't had those life experiences yet. So that's kind of why I missed the Erg train. Darko said, only 141 likes and 242 watching. Your likes spread his video to a wider audience. If you like it, if you like the video, like it for all of the Cardano community. He's right. Thank you, Darko. I really appreciate that, man. Dude, 267 people here, 150 likes. What the hell? If you guys like these AMAs, click that little button, man. A little bloop bloop. Let me see if it's not going to let me click it very easy. That's unfortunate. Okay, so Nicola said, Pei, could you explain how Ergo fits into the Cardano ecosystem? What is it trying to do? What are its innovations? So I actually have a video on this. Let's see if I still have it pulled up. So what you can do is you can get on youtube.com. I ask a lot of these important questions to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Alex. So if you Google the Cardano Aura, which is my podcast, and you Google Ergo, you'll see it's the first one right here. So they do a lot of stuff. They have NFTs already. They have a mixer. A mixer is where you can kind of send coins to a smart contract of sort, and it'll mix your coins up. They also have the stable coin that we're talking about today. They have a lot of stuff over there. So how does it actually fit in to the Cardano ecosystem? So Emergo, right? Emergo is obviously one of the companies that is a pillar of Cardano. You know, they're one of the companies that are trying to add value. They're kind of like the commercial side of it, you know. So what they're trying to do is use Ergo. I always mix the names up. Ergo is a test bed. So Ergo is a UTXO blockchain. So it has a lot of the same designs as Cardano does, right? So what Emergo is doing is they're using the fact that Ergo already has smart contracts. They already have the ability to build these protocols. So they're using Ergo as a test bed. And then once they like, oh, we figured out AgeUSD works, we've tried it, we've done this, then they bring it over to the Cardano blockchain when they finally have evidence that some of these things work, right? So they're just getting their foot in the door. The best way to compare this is if you look back at the incentivized testnet days, the ITN days, essentially we all made a different blockchain. The different blockchain was in Rust, and this was the incentivized testnet blockchain, but it was a snapshot of the Cardano blockchain. So everyone had the same coins, and it allowed people to actually build stake pools, to learn, to market, to build up a brand. And that's essentially what Emergo's doing with Ergo, right? They're using it as a test bed, which is the same thing that we did with Shelly. We used the ITN, the incentivized testnet, the Jormungandr code, as a test bed for stake pool operators, and also as a test bed for their branding and everything else. And also as a test bed to see kind of how Ouroboros worked, you know, and that's what Ergo's doing. So great question. But it doesn't really, I wouldn't say it fits into the Cardano ecosystem, right? There will be some overlapping, you know, maybe Ergo will eventually be on the Cardano protocol, but it doesn't really fit. Maybe it does, and I'm not explaining it right, but to me, it doesn't just fit in. They're not like, they're definitely buddies, but hope that makes sense. I appreciate the likes, though. You guys got like 30 more likes after I said that. Pedro said, thanks, Pay. By the way, I'm on Bloom 4. Whoop, whoop. What's up, man? Thanks so much for that. I appreciate the support. Enzo said, thanks, no problem, man. James said, I would like to see an NFT system on ADA that could gamify politicians and elections, NFT that can track particular politicians and their votes. None of these politicians should have an anonymous vote. It's an interesting idea. Y King said, Pay, are you not afraid of big institutions taking control over ADA on exchanges? I wouldn't say I'm afraid of it, but it's definitely not a good thing. You know, I wouldn't be happy if that were to happen. I'm always afraid of centralization over time, for sure. Firebeard. He said, liked, thanks for the reminder. No problem, man. Thanks for liking. Matthew said, ADA for the win. Hell yeah. Charlie said, always. Always, Charlie. Asa said, my main bag is Cardano. I will buy Sol Phantasma. Any people know about Sol? It's not easy to buy. It's a little bit bad. I've never heard of Sol Phantasma. So it's like the Kusama of Cardano. I don't know what the Kusama is. So maybe. Well, thanks. I just realized I left some Erg on Hotbit. Got to get that off that exchange. Yeah, I would definitely get it off there, man. Put it in that Yoroi wallet. Green Moon Tech said, which city is the best city or the best place to live for crypto future? I know in the United States, Wyoming, it's definitely got some better tax laws than everywhere else, but I think the United States is going to trend towards this future where, like, there's not the United States, but the world is going to trend to this future where there's going to be like crypto tax havens and crypto incentives. So I think that a lot of people are into cryptocurrency early, maybe the wealthy individuals of the future. And I think a lot of these countries are going to be incentivizing cryptocurrency businesses and also cryptocurrency people to move there. So you're going to have like this dystopian future where you're going to have like literal cryptocurrency like countries, right? Where you go there, everything's in cryptocurrency. Everyone there uses cryptocurrency. Everyone there has less taxes because their companies are in cryptocurrency. Like you're going to have these essentially like cryptocurrency, like, it's going to be a really cool thing, but I do see that happening. So as far as where to move now, I think it's a bit too early, man. I think it's going to take some time for governments to actually see kind of the value here, and also that the wealth's going to all be here in the future as fiat kind of trends towards zero, you know. So I think it's a little bit too early to make up that decision as to where to move. So real quick, I do have a sponsor of this video. Take a second. So it is Digital Arc Stake Pool. He's an awesome dude. I've actually talked to him directly for a while. Digital Arc Stake Pool. Make sure you check it out. It's the first link down below. He does a lot for Cardano. He does a lot for cryptocurrency. He actually does consultations for people for free. Anybody that asks him about it, he sends them some currency. He talks to him. He sits them down. He teaches them about Ledger. He teaches them about decentralization. He does a lot. He's a really cool dude. He's definitely one of my Cardano buddies. I've come to known him for probably the last 4 or 5 months now, so make sure you guys check out his pool. And thank you so much for sponsoring this AMA, man. I really appreciate it. So Jeff said, how to avoid taxes. I don't know how to do that, man. I don't know how to do that. It's very unfortunate. I want a deck of the political NFT that I can stake in the rewards. That'd be pretty cool, man. Octoman said, there's a guy that has 260 million USD in Bitcoin. He forgot his password. Can ZZ Snarks help with the situation? I read that story. I read another one too. Those are always so sad, man. They're always so sad. Yeah, it makes you think about all the ways you need to secure your coins. Enzo said, hey, Pay, do you have the same feeling as me about Cardano being a block from rising right now? Being blocked. I think you're saying from rising right now. Can't wait for Goguen. I'm excited for Cardano to rise too, man, but I don't feel like it's being blocked. I wouldn't say that. I mean, there could be somebody with a lot of ADA selling, but you never know, man. See, maybe said, what's up, everyone? What's up, man? If you guys are just tuning into this is your first time watching it, we do have a lot of people here. So I'm going to say this. What this is my weekly AMA. I do these every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're awesome. I have a lot of fun doing them. We essentially just answer Cardano questions. We have like a news thing at the beginning, over some cool news. And then following that, I just answer you guys' questions. I try to add value to the community by answering questions. A lot of the times it's the same questions, but I think it's important because there's a lot of new people coming in. And I think some of those new people are here right now. Bob Marley said, that's some BS from Pay. Cardano has no smart contracts yet. The only reason is no stable coin on Cardano. I never said there were smart contracts. Smart contracts is not coming till Q2. Early Q2 is the last evidence we've had on that. The smart contracts that I'm talking about is the Ergo smart contracts and how Emergo is using Ergo as a test bed for these smart contracts, right? Because Ergo already has smart contracts on the blockchain. See, so what they can do is they can just essentially use the same design and rebuild it on Cardano. I mean, that's what it is. Maybe said, I love ADA. By the way, you guys should check out XDC, R3 partner, working on trade finance on Cordite. Never heard of that. Marco Santiago said, NFT on ADA would be interesting. We're getting them soon, man. We're getting them very soon. I'm very excited for it. We have native tokens coming next month. I think that's kind of the NFT thing. Obviously they're going to have people build infrastructure to, say, view the NFTs, and there's going to have to be a lot of building around it, but they're coming. I'm really excited. James says, what is your top upcoming project on Cardano? I would have to say Liquid, man. Liquid's definitely who I've seen has the kind of the big upcoming project, I would say. The Singularity Net, but they were existing elsewhere, so I was kind of looking for like an underdog, Professor Z said, hey, Big Pay, are you able to buy native asset on dataless wallets when Goguen launches? No, you can't. So you'll be able to have other tokens in your dataless wallet, but you won't just be able to buy them directly from dataless, right? Michael Lesser gave me a $100 super chat. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. It's really cool. You tell I'm cheesing about that one. I was pretty happy to see that. Thanks so much, man. Formula E said, hey, what's up? Quick question. I have 2 Ledger wallets, same seed. They're connected to Yoroi. Will I be able to pair it with Daedalus and Yoroi at the same time? I think you might be able to now. Right now, I haven't tried it myself, but I think you might be able to use it with Daedalus right now. They might already have, I know they have Ledger support, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. I'm sure the way it works is, so your actual secret keys are on the device. So all Daedalus gets and all Yoroi gets is your public keys. So essentially when you plug it in, it should just give Daedalus the public keys, just the same way it does Yoroi. So it should just work fine. Ernest Ada said, California may be the worst. That's what I've heard, man. Enzo said, are we going to have a swap system like Uni or Sushi Swap? Because ETH is too expensive. We are, man. We are. That's why we're waiting for these native assets. We're waiting for smart contracts because that's when we'll be able to have stuff like Sushi or Uniswap. Ru- Rubadub said, hell, I'll work for crypto. Yeah, working for crypto is the best, man. Being paid an appreciating asset, you can't beat that. Unless you're like looking to spend it short term, then you can get screwed. Molten said, we'll meet each other on an Ada Island someday. I don't know. I have a feeling that the best cryptocurrency tax haven country that incentivizes business to move over there is going to be damn cold. I just have a feeling. You know, there's no way I'm going to be able to live on a beach too. Michael Lester said, please use USD to buy ADA so the price will go up. Yeah, we all wouldn't mind the price going up. You can even stake it to your own pool. Heard Bloom is really good. Michael, you've been coming to these live streams forever, man. You know Bloom's good. Heard Bloom was good. Green Moon Tech said, thanks for the response. Keep up the amazing videos. No problem, man. Thanks for the questions. Anthony said, long-term capital gains. Hold your crypto for a year before selling them for better tax rates, for sure, man. Michael Lester said, you need to talk to a tax expert to avoid the tax man. I would listen to Michael. Brian said, should I have minimum amount before I choose to stake my ADA? Or should I stake whatever I have? You should stake whatever you have, Brian. The minimum ADA to stake is 10, and you get 5.5% a year on whatever you stake. And any ADA that you add to that wall, it's automatically staked. There's really no reason you shouldn't be staking. There's no risk to it. There's no nothing. Everyone should be staking. It just secures the network. I mean, you also earn rewards for it. G. Sean Walker said, do you think Daedalus will ever support BTC? I do. I do think that. I heard from people that Cardano Q2 is going to freak people out. What do you think is going to freak people out? What about it? Crispy Samsung said, hello, I'm from Romania. Hello from Romania. Or hello from Ohio. It's 12 a.m. here. At 7 a.m. I have to wake up to go to work. I hope in a few years, thanks to Cardano, I won't have to do that. That's beautiful, man. I really hope you don't have to do that either. Hate waking up when you don't have to. I wake up early now because I want to, you know. Do you think it will hit $1 this year? It could. Could not, though. You never know, man. Nick Zeus says, when is expected ADA Q2 smart contract launch date? We're getting early Q2s last I've heard, Nick. Jim said, I love Cardano tech and features. I hope that it has a big future as invested both learning time and money in Cardano. Hopefully their targeted F500 companies will pay off. I hope so too, man. I really hope the vision of Cardano lives on, you know? So I feel like we're kind of in a movement here. I really do. Charlie C said there is a horde of investors ready to hit the ADA scene. When do you think to expect we'll be able to see projects launching private and pre-sales? Specifically excited about Liquid. Thanks for your channel. Thanks, man. So I think we're going to see it very soon. We have native tokens coming next month, but Liquid is doing something called a fair DeFi project. So they're not going to be selling any tokens. They're not going to be accepting any investors. They're paying them a bit of the LQ token, like their company, for actually working and maintaining the protocol, for doing the phase 1 stuff and the phase 2 stuff. But they're not going to actually sell to any investors. Very important distinction. I like that they're doing that. And I think it has more of this like this decentralization kind of a vibe to it that I really like about Liquid. Go ahead and watch that podcast that I did with him. If you type in like Dwayne Cameron, the Cardano Aura, I think it'll come right up. It's a great podcast with him that I did. Dash Garage says, Peyton, thank you, sir, and I appreciate you allowing Digital Arc Pool to sponsor today's AMA. If anyone needs help organizing their portfolio and keeping track of their portfolio for taxes, passwords, etc. Yeah, feel free. So that's his YouTube channel. If you guys need more information from him, feel free to join the Discord server down below. It'll be the first comment down below. It's also the first or the second thing in the description. The Discord's a community that I'm trying to build where we help each other out. We answer each other's cryptocurrency questions. So if you join that and ask me for his information, I'll be sure to send it to you. But no, don't thank me for sponsoring the AMA. Thank you, man. It really does mean the world. I appreciate it. So no problem, you know. Saniel said, I need a gold-backed token on the Cardano blockchain. That'd be pretty cool. Brad said, when Goguen? Goggen's already here in a way. We have metadata through transactions. Next month, we're going to have native tokens. That's the big part of Goguen. Then the final big part is smart contracts, and that's in Q2. So that's when Goguen. AJ said, Did ADA first rewards reflect after 25 days? It's usually after about 20 days, in my opinion. Maybe 21. Quotable said, Big Pay, I appreciate you. You're a blessing to the community. Thank you for your service. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But you don't... I do this because I enjoy it, man. You don't got to thank me. You guys thank me by delegating to Bloom, showing support on the channel, commenting, man. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't say I'm a blessing, man, but I'm definitely happy to be here and do this every day. Matthew said, weren't you going to do a deep dive video on Ergo? I was. Let me write that down. I forgot about it. Let me do that. I got a video list over here. My creative juices have been flowing. I'm going to be doing a lot of new stuff. Fuck the ops said, oh, it's fuck the ops. That's funny. I didn't realize that's what it was until I read it because it's together. He said, are you black? Do I look black, man? Do I look black at all? Make a stable coin to gold, not the banana Biden dollar. Beautiful opinion, Arnie. Rizwan said, Pay, I've been in Blue Tube since August. Do I have to move over to another Bloom pool? Or I'm okay? You're okay, man. You're okay. So the only time you would ever have to move over to a new Bloom pool is if it's above the 63.5 million. But I actually have a lot of people that delegate to Bloom that I can talk to, that I can reach out to, that can move their ADA around to make sure none of the pools are saturated. We have never been saturated, and we don't plan to be, and we keep a close eye on that. So I wouldn't worry about it, Rizwan. And if you did have to move, you would have until the end of the epoch to do so. Jackseem said, best place to understand crypto/blockchain, all the terminology. I'm such a noob. I don't really have any good resources, man. I would say these AMAs are pretty right because you can just ask me any question. You can ask me the basic blockchain questions. It doesn't have to be about Cardano. I'm always free, or I'm always willing to do that. So I'm sorry, but I don't have any good resources for you, man. I wish I did. I wish I had this like introduction to cryptocurrency guide I could send you. If anybody does, feel free to send it to him, man. Just tag him. Robert says, what happens to staking when the ADA supply runs out? So you keep staking, but you earn rewards from transactions. So all the transactions in the ecosystem, the more transactions, the more ADA rewards you actually earn because you're paid per transaction from the ADA blockchain as an incentive to stake. Marcel said, is this information official? I'm getting the information from official sources. But it's not, I'm not official. You know, I'm not Mr. Cardano. No one is. This is a decentralized protocol. Kayla Max said, do you think Africa is good or bad for ADA? I would say it's good, man. I would say it's good. It's definitely high risk, but it's not high risk in the sense that you have anything to lose because we're already doing the stuff that all the other blockchains are in America and in the first world countries in the Western world, but we're also looking at ADA. And I think ADA, or not ADA, but Africa, and Africa is a long-term play. So I wouldn't say it's high risk because, I mean, what happens if we fail with Africa? You know, everything we're already doing now is still here, you know. I bought crypto on eToro. Do you think I made a mistake? You can't stake it. Yeah, if you can't stake it, then withdraw it and stake it. If you need any help with that, feel free to ask me or join the Discord server. Hiago said, I'm really liking LQ. They're doing a pretty good job. Can't wait to have some LQ. I can't wait to have some either, man. Jim Tobin said, any tips on choosing a stake pool? So I am a stake pool operator, so obviously take my opinion with a grain of salt. You know, I'm going to try to give you an unbiased opinion, but it obviously is going to be a little bit biased. But in my opinion, choose a stake pool of somebody that you can trust, right? So people have the ability to raise the fee to 100% and take all your rewards for that epoch. They have no ability to actually take your ADA. So if you stake to somebody, it doesn't work out, you can always move somewhere else. But I would stake to somebody who's active in the community, that provides value, that you know is not going to just raise the fees instead of just choosing a random pool that says 0%. Because if you look at the difference in rewards that you lose between 0% and 2% or 2% to 3% or 3% to 4%, it's a very small difference in rewards that you actually pay for that fee. Whereas for the person doing it, it's a lot of profit for them to actually provide the value that they're doing. So I would look for somebody in the community that you like, that you want to provide, that you feel provides value. So you can just give it to a little back to them while also earning those returns, you know? So I just wouldn't chase 0% pools is what is kind of my one advice. And I would choose somebody in the community that has their face, that does stuff for the community. Yeah, and just make sure they're minting blocks, man, because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, is if they're showing up to mint blocks, you know. And we have Bloom. Bloom's always shown up to mint blocks. We have since we were the 8th block in the ecosystem. Is there a min amount of ADA coin to stake, and they're also locked? The min amount is 10, and they're not locked, Adam. Yeah, many don't understand. Gogan's already here. You're right. If you guys are still here, make sure you leave a like on this. We're at 231 right now. If you guys leave a like on this, click that notification bell and click all. It really does support the channel. We're at 241 concurrent viewers and only 231 likes. We can get that up. Let's get that above the concurrent viewers. We can do that right now. Any notable come out of this new metadata capabilities yet? Yeah, you can vote. Voting is metadata. So yeah, very notable, you know, I would say. Hey there, sorry to just joined. Can we store USD Cardano coin on your ROI? If so, can we also delegate it? No, you cannot delegate the USD coin. You can't store it just yet, but it's in the pipeline. I would rewatch the beginning of the video for the rest of the information once this is over, obviously. And then Enzo said, by the way, do you know if Daedalus is connected to the Ledger wallet yet? Last time I checked, I couldn't. I think it is, but maybe not. I know Trezor's at least on there, but I would go ahead and give it a try. I think it is. AJ said, I've delegated to Bloom around January 10th. What can I expect my first rewards? It depends on the day that you did it, but I would expect your first rewards probably at the end of this epoch. So the 29th or the 30th. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would say the 30th is when you're going to get your first rewards. Thoughts on VeChain? I don't know anything about VeChain to go into it. Molten Tar Monster said, gotta go. Thanks for the AMA. You're not really spreading any tar, man. No problem. I appreciate you coming by. Michael Lester said, Bitcoin for Dummies. That's a book if you want some basic blockchain stuff. Also, Andre Antonopoulos, I think I learned he has a book called Mastering Bitcoin. That's a good book to learn a little bit more about Bitcoin, or a lot of bit more, really. Jackson said, yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm past the basic, but this is a whole nother world. Yeah, it is a whole nother world. So I would say the best thing to stay knowledgeable because you're past the basic is like these AMAs, other people's YouTube videos, Twitter, just kind of YouTube content, man. That's where I learn a lot of my information is just YouTube content. Playing it in the background or Charles's whiteboard videos. It's just time, man. It takes time. James said, I think my favorite part of this project is how we get to help a country in need of a system that will track their money, deeds, degrees. Charles said Cardano was not made for the Western world. Yeah, I actually had Josh. Josh is from Africa. He's from POA Pool. He's also doing the ABCD project. He said that. He said that he feels like Cardano was actually made for Africa, and I think in a lot of ways it is, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work with the Western world as well. Mohammed said, explain your $50 price prediction on Twitter. It was just a joke. So I actually saw, I can pull it up real quick. I saw a tweet that I thought was really funny. And that's what this was. It was just a response to this tweet. Someone posted it in meme chat. I can't find it. But someone said, like, so there used to be this old thing, like on when you used to play video games, and they would be like, oh, my dad worked for Microsoft, or my dad worked for Blizzard, or whoever was making the video game. And someone posted and said, well, my dad works for Cardano, and I think the price is going to be $10 by the end of the year. I just thought that was funny because it just reminded me of the jokes that I used to make when I was younger, when I was playing video games. So I just made a tweet and said, it was in response to that. And I said, well, let's cut out the middleman here. I'm the guy that works for Cardano. And I thought it was a little ironic. It ruins it because I'm explaining the joke, but I thought it was ironic because in a way I do work for Cardano. And I think the price will be $50. I didn't give a time span. I didn't give a date. It was just a joke, right? Is it impossible that the price is $50? No. Is it probable that it's $50 by the end of the year? No, right? It was just a joke. You know, that was kind of the tweet. A lot of people kind of took it to heart in a way. They said, well, why is this guy posting this on Twitter? This is not healthy. He's going to make people lose their money. To me, it clearly was a joke. And if I can't joke on Twitter, then what's the point? Okay, where am I at? Bjorn said, I can't miss my message from Bjorn. I'm going to have to go fast. Bjorn said, do you think something like Polka Starter comes for Cardano? I don't know much about Polka Starter. I know it's a way to get new projects on it, but we have the treasury, man. We don't need that. Valeria said, do you have a Discord server? Where's the link? The link's in the description. It's the second link down there below. You can ask any questions you want in there. Mohammed said, looks like you love surfing. Come to Morocco, Africa. I would love to go surfing with you in Morocco, Africa, man. That'd be pretty dope. James said, give value back to those that give value to you. I agree, James. That's kind of what I meant, or gives value to the thing that you believe in, which is Cardano. Will staking reward percentage increase from around 5.5% when we switch over to staking rewards based on transaction fees? So it's a mix. We're never just going to switch over, but if we get more transactions, then our rewards will go up. That's how it works. So as long as we get more transactions before the rewards go down enough, then we're good. Rizwan said, I recommend Bloom pools for staking. Pei is definitely the man. He knows what he's doing. Huge respect for Peyton. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. You guys are too nice. Matt said, can you create NFTs on Cardano? You will be able to. Not right this second, though. Kayla Max said, your Bloom pools are great since your delegators don't have to worry much about saturation. That's the goal, man. That's the goal, and I'm happy that we're doing it, and we're keeping up with it every day, and I'm happy that you guys see that. William said, thanks, Pei. I really enjoy these vids. What do you think is the most challenging thing for Cardano to tackle in the coming days, months, years? Goguen. Goggen's the big one, man. If we can tackle that, you know, we do everything that we're going to say we're due, then obviously Hydra. We get the Goguen stuff done. We get the Hydra stuff done. We get the ANOT parameter stuff done. Then I'd say the next big hurdle is regulatory hurdle, at least like near to short term. But I would say that, and then the new hurdles I think will arise following those hurdles are passed, you know, but that's my opinion. What about you, man? What about you, William? What do you think? Steve said, what up, Pei? Sorry I'm late again. No worries, man. You can always go back and rewatch it. We had a pretty cool beginning, I would say. We're at 250 likes. I really thank you guys so much, man. It's awesome. It's really cool to have this many viewers here, all these questions, you know. It's a lot more entertaining for me, man, I must say. I look forward to these every week now. It's so fun. Will things built on Cardano need own ADA to operate? Yeah, at first, but eventually there'll be other tokens that are also accepted. So, watch all of Charles Hoskins's AMAs and you'll learn a lot. Yeah, I agree with Michael for sure. You'll learn a lot from Charles's AMAs. Daniel said, what do you do outside of crypto hobbies? I'm pretty basic, man. I like I like what you think I would like, Daniel. I like hiking. I like mushrooms. I like traveling. Pretty much all the normal stuff, you know. I like video games. I like music, you know, stuff that you would expect. I would say nothing too crazy. You know, cryptocurrency is definitely my weird passion. I like math. I've always liked math. So Nira said, noob question. It's probably a good question then, man. Please explain the 340 fixed cost of delegating. Is that a setup cost for the stake pool? I don't have any large, but that would be a sizable amount. That's not the setup cost. That's not the staking cost. So what that 340 is, it's the total rewards, right? So let's say a stake pool earns 100,000 ADA in rewards. So you take that 100,000 and the 340 comes out of it. So it's not the cost to the delegate. It's not the cost to the stake pool operator. It's the cost to the total rewards fund in the pool. So you don't have to pay that per epoch. You don't have to pay that to delegate. As long as you're delegating to a pool that's really above 5 million ADA, you won't have to worry about it. Because you have to think, when you have a pool that's at, let's say, 500,000 ADA, well, the total rewards per epoch for that pool is going to be low. Let's say it's 1,000 ADA. It might even be less than that. So 1,000 ADA per epoch, yeah, it's definitely less than that because that'd be 72,000 ADA a year. So that 340 is going to be subtracted from that 1,000. And you can see that's a pretty big percentage, right? So 1,000 minus 340, you're taking 30% off the top. So by delegating to a pool that's a little bit higher than that or higher, that's where you get rid of that 340 ADA epoch fee. Chrissy said, is there a risk to staking your coins? Is it possible your coins will disappear one day? No. eToro is not, it's not safety. Having your money on exchange is less safe unless you don't trust yourself. Spiker said 251. ZJ said, hey, did you get your voting rewards? I read that the staking key is needed. I did this via hot wallet, so I'm not sure if they'll resend them out. I don't think it'll work then if you did your hot wallet, man. I think you actually had to have a staked wallet to get it. Okay. 77 said, hey, please compare Theta versus Cardano. I don't know anything about a Theta, man. I can't. IOG delegation out for small pools. Awesome work for them. Help a lot of SBOs like ourselves. That's so awesome, man. I'm so happy that you got that Braveheart stake pool. Yeah, it's really cool they're doing that, man. Especially because they did like a large amount, low delegation. They really thought that through. Dark said, mushrooms, A? Haha, what kind of mushrooms? Those mushrooms must help a lot with day trading. I don't know. I feel like the mushrooms you guys are talking about wouldn't really help with day trading. I'd probably eat some of those ones you're talking about and then go outside. I'm like, wait. I'm trading currency to make more fiat currency? What's the point, man? What's the purpose of it all? I feel like that's the worst for day trading. No, when I say mushrooms, I just think mushrooms are really cool. Ever since I was a kid, I was always interested in them. It started with like the Smurfs. I used to watch the Smurfs, and they would live in little mushroom houses, and I just always was very interested in it. Like Amelia Mascaria, I always thought was awesome looking. And then I got older, and then I tried some better tasting mushrooms like oysters, like lion's mane, or truffles. You know, there's a lot of cool healing properties with mushrooms. Like for example, lion's mane. The racinomes, they're good for your brain. You know, they cause neurogenesis, and there's not too many things in this world that cause neurogenesis. But lion's mane is one of those. So is psilocybin cubensis. You know, there's mushrooms do a lot of cool things. So do plants, obviously, but I don't know. I've just always been more attracted to mushrooms relative to plants. You know, there's something cool about them. There's something unique about them. And then also like, you get more hyped up when you see, like you watch Paul Stamens for the first time, you know, and you're like, oh, Paul Stamens, you know, mushrooms can save the world. There's just there's kind of just this hype around it that I like, and I agree with, man. Yeah, I know it's weird. I know it's weird that I like mushrooms, but I'm a weird dude, man. I like cryptocurrency. I make YouTube videos about cryptocurrency. I mean, I'm talking to myself in the camera, and I have been for 1 hour and 7 minutes, and I do it every Monday at 3 p.m. EST, and you guys show up for it. The world's definitely weird, man. Do you think Goguen will be fully launched in June? I don't know. Maybe. Steve J said, you sounded pretty down last week or so. I hope you're getting better. BS behind you, doing better. Better days are coming, bro. I know better days are coming. It just takes time, man. It just takes time. Favorite kind of shrooms? Definitely lion's mane. Tasting? I would say probably truffles or oysters. Homeboy's got receipts. Says, having your money is left safe on an exchange if you don't trust yourself. Welp, an exchange it is. You got to learn then, man. It's not too hard to take a recovery phase, pick up a pen, write down your recovery phrase, and send the ADA to that wallet. That phrase is what will have all of your funds. It's really that complicated, man. And the exchange can always just crash, you know, or go down or go out of business, and you can lose your funds that way. So I would say there's more inherent risk with having it on exchange, unless you're like an old lady and a Nigerian prince can call you and say, hey, send me your Bitcoin and I'll double it. You know, if you would put yourself on that level, then I would definitely not keep your money elsewhere. But you can still just send them money from the exchange anyway. So Patrick said, do you have to do anything to get the voting rewards? Nope, you just have to vote. What do you think of the Ethereum TX fees robbery? It really sucks, man. I wish it was cheaper to do stuff on there. But if it was cheaper, then Cardano wouldn't have such a nice market opening. We don't have a date yet, Lord, for the K bump. We don't. We got a month advance last time. Pay, where are you from? I'm from Ohio. Do you know of hackers trying to break into Cardano? Shouldn't be worried. Do you recommend Trezor or Ledger? I recommend Trezor. Trezor's awesome. Dork said, dude, far out, bro. Yeah, that's how I was feeling when you were saying take mushrooms and trade. Like, dude, fiat's not even real, bro. I can just live in the woods, grow mushrooms. Nero's Missing said, many thanks for your answer. Happy enough now to go ahead and delegate to Bloom. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Nero. Scooby snacks are good, too. I used to love Scooby snacks as a kid. Jackson said, reishi. Reishi's really good for your immune system, although I've never eaten it. I heard it tastes like shit, but I heard it's really good for your immune system. Yeah, my mom has some immune system issues. I've always been thinking about trying to get that for, or grow it for her, you know. Enzo said, would you mind telling us the list of coins you're holding? You're probably going to be disappointed. I don't hold much. I hold BTC, ERG, BAT, ADA. It's really about it. Ernest said, it ain't weird, bro. It's pretty weird, bro. It's pretty weird, I must say. It's not something I'm going to, like, so let's say I meet a girl on a first date. She's going to be like, what are your hobbies? I'm not going to be like, I enjoy hunting for mushrooms. Oh, I forgot to mention truffles earlier. Like, I enjoy hunting for truffles, or I like growing lion's mane. That's definitely weird, man. If you're going to try to pick up chicks, you definitely have to know your weird parts. Like your cryptocurrency addiction or your mushroom hunting. James said, mycelium running, lol, I grew blue oyster and shiitake in my basement. I've never had blue oyster. I would definitely like to, though. Do the different types of oyster mushrooms taste different? Shiitake's pretty good, too, though. Homeboy said, I love mushrooms. Sometimes I got to take mushroom complex pills. Yeah, I take lion's mane. I take lion's mane every day. Henry said, just got in here. Are we talking about the toad from Mario, the mushroom? No. Someone asked what one of my hobbies are. Everything Whale Be Alright said, they're mushroom colonies spanning across miles. Love foraging. Yeah, there's a mycelium. I think it's in Oregon. That's like 2 kilometers. Just one living mycelium. Or mycelium. I don't know. I guess you would just call it mycelium. It's weird. Because mycelia would be plural, but it's just one. Lucas said, what is your top 3 altcoin? Just ADA, man. Simon said, how did you learn about Bitcoin first? Someone actually sent me some for my Minecraft server as a donation. So that's my first. And then I read Andre Antonopoulos' book, Mastering Bitcoin. It's kind of my intro. Jessica said, ow, just got here. Hello. What's up? Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. How are you doing today? I don't think have I seen you in here before? I don't think so. I want to say I haven't. Mark's Beautiful Hand-Cut Wooden Jigsaw Puzzles. I love that YouTube name. Mark's Beautiful Hand-Cut Wooden Jigsaw Puzzles. He said, mushrooms rule. I agree, man. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. I'm like talking into an echo chamber, man. You guys are my types of people. Not one person said the mushroom thing was weird. That's so funny. Do other coins run on Cardano affect the ADA price? No. Or yeah, I mean, it would. If there's more value in the tokens that are on the blockchain, then I would say it would, yeah. Won't ADA fee increase when the ADA price skyrocket? Yeah, but you can actually lower that with voting. Enzo said, do you think it's irresponsible to have Cardano as my biggest investment? I mean, I do. It may be irresponsible, but who am I to tell you what to do with your investments? Steve said, morel mushrooms are the best, $20 a pound. Dude, if you know where to get a morel mushroom for $20 a pound, let me know. Because in Ohio, morel mushrooms are like probably $100 a pound, maybe even more. Especially when they're in season. $20 a pound, you're looking at like more gourmet mushrooms like lion's mane or oysters, stuff like that in Ohio. Steve said, awesome in soup. Or if you pan fry them, Steve. If you take a morel mushroom and you pan fry it in like some, I use like some whole grain breading, and it's so good. It's so good. Just pan fry them in some olive oil, whole grain breading. I mean, it's wonderful. Chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, maitake are my favorite. I've never had maitake. I've never had chicken of the woods or hen of the woods either. I'll definitely try them. I've definitely heard good things about chicken of the woods. I did recently get a MetaMask and Daedalus, but there's fees to transfer. So do you collect the amount on the exchange and then throw it in a wallet? Yeah, that's what I do. I always buy it from the exchange and throw it in a wallet. How can we get more involved? Building, whether you're building like a social media platform to educate people, or you'll find your place, man. If you really want to get involved, you'll find your place. You just kind of have to start interacting and see what fits. That's what I had to do for a while. Jeremy said, I used to grow my own shrooms too. This is definitely an echo chamber, man. And what are the odds of the 209 people here, everyone that's like knowledgeable about mushrooms? It's pretty funny. Kayla Max said, you have to watch Star Trek Defiant. They have mushroom technology. I believe it, man. I believe it. I saw them at Whole Foods. No way. Oh, okay. They're dried. They're dried. Okay. That's pretty good, though. $20 a pound because they're going to be light or dried. So $20 a pound? That's cheap, man, especially for some soup. Mix, I answered this earlier. Said, how do you choose a pool? I just choose somebody that I trust, that I like, that I want to support, you know, with the few percent that I pay to them. Brian, I can't say I'm a big fan of dabs. I have to admit. Mario Shroom's only for me. So you like the Amita Muscaria, man? Here in the east, you can find both kinds around oak trees. Where do you live, Pat? I live in Ohio, so definitely a lot of oak trees around here. Malky Dot said DMT is the best. The best psychedelic. Is that how you feel, Malky? You're a Deemer boy? But I'll go ahead and close it out here. I had a wonderful AMA. I do these every 3 p.m. or every Monday at 3 p.m. EST. So if you guys like them, show up. Just come with some good questions. We always do a topic at the beginning. Also, big shout outs to the sponsor of this video, Digital Arc Stake Pool. It means the world, man. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like. Click the notification bell. Click all. Also, if you're watching this afterwards, please comment I made it till the end on the comment section down below. If you're not watching this live, it would mean the world. But I appreciate you guys all coming out today, man. I had a lot of fun. These streams are really growing. It's crazy, but it's cool having more people. You know, it's definitely a lot more questions coming, so it's more entertaining. Noah said, "Are shrooms safe?" It depends on the mushroom, Noah. Some can kill you. Some can grow your brain. It highly depends. Had a blast, Pay. Have a great evening. You too, man. I had a blast as well. I always do. No surprise. Do you know when the funds will be released? I didn't see. They're the 20th is when they're released. Great AMA. Love y'all. Love y'all too, man. See you, Anthony. See you guys.